To be completely honest, I don't think I've ever thought about burnout in the way that it's just hit me from hearing you just say that.
You know, what do I need to do with HMRC? How do I set up an account online? What's a UTR number? There's ways about it, you know. If Dave's done it himself, that's on Dave. But if you're coming to me to ask me to help you, we're doing it the right way.
On today's episode, we have a very special guest in person. I said in person and not Earl.
I'm saying Earl.
With us today, who is very in keeping with the K9 Business Academy brand.
That's why when we first met her, we fell in love.
We did. So we are joined today by Bobbie Logan, who is, I'm going to remember this, a financial empowerment coach.
Yes, that's right.
What's a financial empowerment coach?
So, to put it simple, I am a multi-award-winning bookkeeper and a founder of an accountancy and bookkeeping practice. But I'm trying to step away from what a traditional accountant means, what it looks like, what it feels like, and a bookkeeper as well. And for me, it's more about empowering people to get financially literate, understand their numbers, and to be able to just make better informed decisions in the business without having to learn all the technical jargon and just making finance fun and sexy.
Do you know what? We met you at an award ceremony, didn't we? And we were like shocked when you told us what you did.
Yeah.
Do you remember? We were like, what?
Well, I was casting my mind back because for our audience, you kind of got a gist now for me and Vicky. You know, we're batshit crazy. And then at this award ceremony, it's like we were attracted to one another, wasn't it?
Yes.
we were all
it was like,
flocked together.
I like you.
Yeah.
I like you.
And then in and amongst all of the chit chat, we kind of then started sharing what we each did. And then Vic and I were just like, as if you are an accountant. What? So actually, if you're not watching, you actually need to watch this episode because you will see the very bright colours of the trio.
But also, I love the fact you're bringing the fun back to it as well because it's a subject that's heavy for a lot of people, money and accounts and keeping track of numbers. And we know this because we hear it a lot. So actually, for your vibe and the fun factor, like I just think that's brilliant. I think that's a really good way.
It's such a taboo topic to talk about, and you know, people, you're not taught how to manage money when you leave school or anything like that. And then when you actually come like as a business owner, it's like a whole nother world. You've got not only to manage your own finances, but business finances as well. And you feel like you should know it, like you should have your shit together, but actually that is not the case for a lot of people. And I want to, like, you know, that it's okay to not know. You have space and somewhere to go to, someone to go and ask the questions to, and get the guidance without like being judged, without being spoken down to. Because I've experienced accountants patronising clients and speaking down to people like they should know better. And ultimately, you know, with your audience, with dog business owners, they're starting out, like we said earlier, they start out in business because they've got the passion for what it is that they're doing, not to actually run a business. And then when it comes to the business side, which is why I love what you guys are doing, they all those other elements that you have no understanding, having somebody to go to and get that guidance from is just a breath of fresh air.
I love this because predominantly this is going to be about numbers and we're going to talk about money mindset in a bit, aren't we? But I also think this would be a nice thing to bring in, would be like niching here, because I am going to assume you attract a certain type of person towards you and you may repel a certain type of person as well. Is that the case?
Yeah.
What gives you that?
I just had this vibe. So how, like, is that an intentional thing for you, or is that something?
Definitely. So when you mentioned that, obviously we clicked when we met each other, because that's me. I'm in my own personality now. So as part of the journey of growing the business and becoming a business owner myself, I'll be honest, I never loved accounting. I didn't. But it's a skill that I've learned and that I've built experience on, and I know how much it's needed. And I've actually been lost and confused of, you know, what I want to do, who I want to be. And now, knowing that I don't have to be the typical industry standard, I can break the industry standard and be normal about accounting. So that this is me being myself, bright colours, different glasses every day, and just being myself. And I love it when I meet new people. And now I'd say, I don't know if I said it when I met you guys, but now I'll say, they'll go, what, the typical question, what do you do? And I'll go, what do you think I do?
Yeah, I love that. I bet you get some different answers, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And when I met Joe Wicks a few months ago, and he said the same, what do you do then? And I was like, what do you think? And he was like, an optician? I was like, well, I do have lots of glasses, but not from being an optician. And yeah, I just love it that it's a conversation starter, and we don't get straight into talking about accounting and numbers. Previously, when I was introducing myself as a bookkeeper, they'll go, what's that? And they'll go, well, it's like an accountant. And then they'll go, and roll their eyes and walk away from me. And you're like, but you haven't even given me a chance to, explain myself and get you to know that actually I'm not that typical person. So there is such a stigma around the accounting industry.
Yeah, and it is, like you say, it's speaking to people where they're at, is meeting them where they are, isn't it? And I think so many times in so many different industries, like dog industry is a prime example of this, is talking to people where they're not at. We were just having the conversation before the recording about dog guardians. That's what you were telling me off for, that we were chatting about. Yeah. So I know it's really common for people to call dog owners dog guardians. And like we were just saying, like you were like, I've never heard that term before. Yeah. Like, would you refer to yourself as a dog guardian? Absolutely not, because I don't know what that means. So I think that's a nice way to kind of bring it back to that as well, isn't it? But meeting people where they are, using the language that they are familiar with, and not being scared off by the typical industry norms around these things as well.
Yeah, it's funny how people will have preconceived conceptions around things as well, though, because like you say, like when you were telling people that you were a bookkeeper or an accountant, like, oh God, just walk away. But like, we get it when we tell people we're a dog trainer. My God, it's the worst thing you could say to somebody. If you're out and about on a social meeting or whatever, like you're in the pub or you're just at the coffee shop.
God. Lost hours of my life.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you know everything about them, their dog, their family's dog, their childhood dog. And you're like, okay, I'm never saying I'm a dog trainer ever again when I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't even think I want to ask them, like, what do you think I do? Because then if I have to answer, I'm like, nope, I'm out.
I was going to say, do you get people then go like, I've got a problem with my accountant?
Yeah, there you
go. Or it's, my accountant don't reduce my tax. Or I never know when my tax bills come in and and you're like, right, well, you need to communicate differently with your accountant first of all, but also then, well, so-and-so's got a lot around the construction industry. So my background was construction industry. Initially, I was in the construction industry in a company, working to be a finance director. So we're dealing a lot with subcontractors now. I don't know how much you know about the construction industry, but for subcontractors, they have a tax deducted from them before they get paid, like you would as an employee. But it's HMRC's way to help them save for their tax, because that industry back in the day, it was all, they didn't have money saved aside for taxes. So this is a way of them saving tax in preparation. And ultimately, when the tax year has ended, usually they will come out with a refund and they'll get a rebate, depending obviously how much they've earned, and then they'll take off their expenses. But they tend to do it themselves. So you tend to get Dave down at the pub that's got a $6,000 refund, flaunting about that he's got his refund. So he's telling Pete that he's got a $6,000 refund. So Pete's like, well, my mate Dave got $6,000 back, so can you get me $6,000 back? And actually that is not the case.
Wow.
But yeah,
crazy.
And then you're dealing with that, and you're like, there's ways about it, Pete, if Dave's done it himself, that's on Dave. But if you're coming to me to ask me to help you, we're doing it the right way.
Wow.
So how do you find it then with again, I'm kind of like casting my mind back and trying to put ourselves in the the position where, because we've been dealing with accountants ourselves for many years now, like wanted to get it right from the start, so to speak. But I think a lot of people, like I did in my first year of ever being a business owner, as being self-employed, I thought I could just do it all myself. I'm trying to think.
I did it myself most of the time. I was a dog trainer.
Oh, yours was that big horrible
I was
red
14
book.
years of doing it myself.
Oh, did you have a cash book?
Oh, yeah. Like, my mum works for an accountant, and I was worried that I wasn't doing it right. So mum was like, have a quick appointment with Steve. So he was like, oh my God, you've actually got a book, a physical book. And I was like, yeah. And he went, oh, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. That was his advice to me.
He loved it.
He wanted to put it in a museum for me.
Maybe we can get it out and put it in a museum now.
I've still got it.
I feel fortunate to have actually worked from them, because like our generation now, accountants that are coming into the industry now, they won't even know what one of those are.
No. I was like, oh my gosh, no, we need to get rid of that. But we think there is I suppose maybe there's a perception of, certainly in the early stages of business, like I haven't, like maybe accountants are seen as, what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
I was going to say,
like a desired thing, or like I want to, but I can't. Luxury.
Or do you also think it might be people losing control of their own accounts? Do you ever think people might think of it like that?
I don't think that is.
No, I think it's a luxury thing. I'm going like, it's there, but I can't afford it at the moment. I think there's this perception of, I haven't got enough money because I'm just starting out. I don't need one yet because I'm just starting out.
Yeah, could be that. Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep it quite simple, and it's money in, money out, put everything what I can through expenses, and then what's left over is what's left over. And
it is something that gets left and left and left until it is overwhelming and you're like, oh, I can't do this anymore. When it gets to, like, you know, VAT registration, if you need to register for VAT, and the turnover for that at the moment is £90,000. So generally, you know, if that's the case, then you're doing it yourself. People might think, oh, actually, I don't need an accountant until I'm VAT registered. But it is the thing that gets left as far as possible. And actually, knowing your numbers is the one thing that will really drive your business and really drive you to make more money. And there is that whole misconception of that investment. You know, if you was to invest in like equipment for dog trainers, so you'd invest in that, you're investing, you know that you need that in order to deliver what you are selling. So you're going to buy it. But as an accounting, you can't, it's hard for people to understand and see what is the benefit that I'm actually going to get from it. And especially if you're going to an accountant and just getting them to do your tax return after the year has ended. Yeah, you're not going to get much. All you're going to get is a tax bill at the end of it.
Great.
But if you're using somebody that's a bookkeeper and you're getting that strategic support, you're getting support on a monthly basis to ultimately actually reduce your tax bill before the year has ended. So you're using them throughout the year, which is reducing your tax, and you're getting support. And that's where that return on the investment is, because you're getting support already as well. Potential to reduce your taxes. The cost of a bookkeeper as well throughout the year is tax deductible. But yeah, it is a lot around thinking, and also thinking, I'm not making enough money to need an accountant. Or it's like financial advisors. People think you have to have a certain wealth to reach out to a financial advisor, and you don't. There's support there that you can have, but your mindset's holding you back from getting it.
Yeah, it's that my business isn't big enough. I can't justify it. I hear that a lot.
Yeah,
can't justify that cost.
Justify,
and actually, I know for me, I think, because the reason I said, is it because of the control being taken away? I think for me, it was
that was an insight
Yeah.
into Vicky's
yeah,
mind.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought that, but also I know.
There will be people like that.
Yeah, I knew that there were things that I could have saved money on. I knew that, and this is the reason why I wanted Mum's accountant to have a look. And he was just like, "No, it's fine." But I was like, really? Because I'm sure there's things I'm not putting through here, and there's ways you could help me save money. And he was just like, no, you're good. And I was like, okay. So yeah, I think definitely in hindsight, an accountant for me would have been like way earlier, would have been so much better.
I feel like she's finally agreed with the thing I've been telling her for years.
No, I didn't. It's just a scary thing. Scary to let it go. Because then when I did do it, I was like, oh my God, I don't know what is happening
when you've
now.
got your routine and your way of doing it that works for your brain, for you to understand, it is hard to relinquish that and give that over to somebody else. But that is why I say as well, like as a business owner, you need to know your numbers. We're here to help you get those numbers and to have those conversations with you. So if you have any doubts or if there's any questions of anything that you want to work through, you've got someone there that's going to help you understand that. Pricing, restructure, things like that. But ultimately, you need to know your numbers and be able to then go to your accountant or bookkeeper with questions. I love people coming to me with questions, because that means that they are taking in everything that we're giving them and they want to know. They are interested. They're not just getting the reports and probably not reading them and then forgetting about them. They are actually working towards their goals, setting out what it is that they want to achieve, and then asking for the support and guidance. How can I get there? Through knowing my numbers.
And I think what a great service to provide, because if people know that there is that because it sounds to me like you have a good relationship with your clients then, and you want that open and honest, like, tell me what you're struggling with here, tell me where you want to go. What a great way, because we talk so much about knowing your numbers and how that is the starting point of everything, because if you don't know what that is, how can you build the business around it? So it perfectly aligns, doesn't it, with what we say.
Well, I was just thinking, it's sorry, I'm just getting extra cozy on my chair here. I was thinking that's all very well and good, and I love it. I don't think people, and I'm massively generalizing here, but I don't think enough people know what questions to ask their accountant. I think there is almost this lack of awareness or the preconceived idea again that an accountant will tell you everything you need to know.
I
was just thinking of the relationship that I was going to say that we have with our accountant, but I have with our accountant.
Well, she was your accountant,
she was
and
my
then
accountant,
I came on board.
But because that's what I find. It's like I'm quite a control freak when it comes to the numbers, so I'm always proactively engaging with our accountant, and I'm like, right, when's corporation tax due? How much are we looking like? Even though we haven't got a clue, it's like, what's the ballpark figure? What do we need to be putting away for it? When's the next VAT return due? What's that looking like? What can we do to reduce it? But it's been years of doing that, and I'm definitely that type of personality that almost likes to have that control that you were just referring to, but them still doing a lot of bulk of the work. I'm just aware of it, and I just think actually how many people have the confidence to ask those type of questions, and even the awareness to ask those questions.
And also, are they allowed to ask? Because some accountants, and that's what I mean, like, we go above and beyond with that, where I've found in the industry there is an assumption that business owners know everything, and when they're coming to you to use your services for accountancy and bookkeeping, they already know the basics, and that's far from the truth. They don't know the basics. So there's that mismatch in between where the accountant assumes that they know, so they won't tell them anything. They won't. That's there. They don't give any extra guidance or support. They'll do the tax returns and stuff, ask the questions that they need for the tax return, but in between, you know what you're doing. You've set up your business, you've set up your company, so you understand what you need to do. And actually, like we said earlier, you're starting the business out because you have a passion, you realise you can make money based on that passion, and you fall into it. You fall into being self-employed, and then it's like people are talking about limited companies, and you're like, hang on, I've only just come out of employment, just, what does that all mean? And even as self-employed, you don't, you know, what do I need to do with HMRC? How do I set up an account online? What's a UTR number? What does that even mean?
Payments on account.
Yeah.
That bloody thing that gets people all the time.
Yeah. And there's so much, all different little bits like that you don't always know when you're starting out. And that's what I'm building something out at the moment to help with that, so that people do have somewhere to go to get that full guidance. So, you know, like with our clients that do come on board with us, they will get a roadmap of when their deadlines are, and then they can't say that they've not had that guidance, basically. So like you say, for you to know that, that's great that you know where your deadlines are. But for us to give our clients that extra support, to give it to them initially, and then the reminders as well when VAT's coming up. Not waiting for you to tell us when your VAT return's done. We're your agent. We're working for you, so we will let you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, we can't submit things without your signature, without you confirming, but we'll try our best to make sure before that deadline we've got everything from you, and then it's down on you. If you don't sign it and it's not submitted, that's your fault. That's on you. But we'll do everything we can to make sure it's done before, and that you are given reminders before it's due.
And I think it's that openness is missing, isn't it, from what I can gather? Because if the accountants, a lot of them are feeling like, oh, well, I'm not going to encroach on their knowledge because they're the business owner and they know all this stuff. That's probably where they're coming from a lot of the time. It's not they don't want to do it, or they don't see it. It's like, oh, I'd be overstepping the mark. And then, you know, for you to actually recognise that's a gap and go, you know, there's something needs doing here. And it starts with openness and honesty about it, going like, how much do you know? How much support do you need, and how much support do you not need? You know, it's got to be a starting point.
Because again, you've got to be a certain type of person to feel confident to ask the questions.
Like you said.
And go like, because when I started doing it, I was like, I don't know anything about this, so can I ask? Like, can you help me understand? Because I want to know. I don't want to do it, but I want to know. But again, like you said, there's so many people that
have you asked? So when you back to the time when you thought, can I ask, or what should I ask? Did you ask anything?
Yeah.
And what was the response that you got?
She was really good.
Okay.
She was like, oh my God, I love you. So I was like, I'm in already.
That's
She's like, I love you. And she always said, you're one of my favourite clients because you are so proactive about everything. Whereas she finds that a lot of other people that she's working with are reactive. They don't know anything. Everything's left to the last minute. Then it's like, oh right, trying to find a year's worth of receipts and everything and all of that. And I'm like, oh God, that just sounds like hell on earth.
But there are not many people like you that are going to be so proactive to actually like try and preempt things and to go, what, like, I need to know here what to do so that I'm not in this situation, like, because you're the type of personality you are. Whereas you kind of look at that and go like, if she's having that problem with a lot of other people, then something still needs to change probably doesn't it? So it's only because you're that type of person, I would suggest.
And I just wondered what type of response they gave you, because I've witnessed in rooms where a client has tried to ask their accountant a question, and then they will give out all this spiel of jargon, and the client's just like, okay. Yeah. And then they leave more confused than when they walked in. And that's where, like I say, with the jargon stuff, it's just, even with myself, like sometimes I will ask an accountant a question and then they'll speak to me in a load of jargon. I don't know if it's to test me, to test my knowledge or what, but I just think, I'll be like, just talk to me like I'm human. Stop addressing me as dear. I'm not. You're
definitely not a dear.
Yeah, no, like
oh wow.
My emails are hey or hi, and hi lovely, hey lovely. Don't dear Bobbie.
I feel like dear.
Oh God,
patronising.
Exactly. It feels patronising.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does.
You know, dear.
But maybe again, it's like they're in their own heads probably with the way that they work, and so it's not something that even they step back and look at.
No,
because again, in the dog industry, there are people doing things every day that they don't realise the impact it's having, negatively or positively. They're just like, oh, do my thing. I am in this industry, operating how I operate, and they've got no idea about how they're losing people and the jargon and all that kind of stuff.
You forget what you've learned. You forget what you didn't know before you went on the journey of learning.
It's so hard to remember as well. You have to really work at remembering it, don't you?
Yeah, it's like having a conversation with you, and now when you just said about payment on accounts, I'm like, oh my God, that is something that I need to bring into this.
Yeah.
In fact,
it fucks so many people.
Oh my God. I genuinely think that's where I was like, fuck, I cannot be in this situation, because I didn't know anything about it. Because you're doing your accounts for the first year. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, do this thing. I'm like, what thing? Why do I owe you more money? I don't understand why I owe you more money when I've just paid you. What? And now I've got to pay you for a year ahead when I don't even know what I'm earning. What?
Yeah,
it stings so many people. We've had quite a few people come to us actually to say, oh my God, I've had to go get a loan to pay for the tax bill because I wasn't expecting it and I didn't know and all the stuff. So
and then you look at that situation, go, how does that happen then? Whose responsibility is it here to make sure that those kind of things don't happen?
I think like with HMRC, it's easy for you to go online and set up your personal tax account, then register as self-employed. But then you've registered. But then after that, okay, go and get on with it.
Literally, you don't get anything else, do you?
And then how do you get back in? Because it's not even like an email address login. It's a load of fucking digits.
The login thing.
What's these? I'm even more confused now.
VZB123.
Yeah, you've got what is it, like a one?
So it's a one login now.
And then you've got another government gateway. And I'm like,
got one. Am I supposed to have a one?
So it is bringing it.
We have to do it.
It's bringing out more and more. So if you're a limited company, right? Are you a limited company now? Yeah, so for limited companies, you have to do it for each director and
so if it's my personal,
so you have like a identification check.
I was going to say I logged in the other day and I was like, I didn't need that.
It's the way they're changing it.
See, all of this is all very confusing. So let's take it right back then. So we've been talking a lot about knowing your numbers. We talk a lot about this in referring to people lovingly as ostriches, who, you know, like you stick your head in the sand and like, I have no idea what I'm bringing in, what I'm even looking to achieve, any of that. What's your thought process? Because to me, this all kind of falls within this money mindset arena. How do you help somebody start thinking about knowing their numbers?
Just checking in with themselves. So I'm now doing a monthly money date where, you know, people can come on and, as a group, and have a monthly money date. So I usually give that as a tip. So I will say, have a monthly money date, put it in your diary like it's a meeting. So like it's a booking that you have for a training, get that booked in. It's an essential thing, non-negotiable. It's blocked out as if you were meeting somebody else. And initially, it's just starting with even just checking your bank balance, as something as simple as that. Because, you know, some people might not even check their bank balance. But if you've got money coming in, it's easy to just be like, okay, everything's fine, and I'll wait till it runs out. And if you don't have money coming in, then there's the avoidance. I don't want to see what that balance is. So just having that check-in of actually checking your bank balance alone. But what I found with suggesting go and have a money date is then when I would check in a month later, how's your money date? Have you had one? Yeah, about that. Forgot about it. So I want to make it where it's some people feel comfortable to be as part of a group or something like that, where they can have that money date. And as part of that, again, get guidance of what to check in with, what to do. And honestly, it's just not overwhelming it, not not thinking that you've got to do a full financial overhaul. If you're behind on your, like, simple thing of having your receipts, taking pictures of your receipts or organising your receipts 1 month, then the next month doing something else. If you've left everything behind and you've got from April last year, me telling you to have a money day and do everything in 1 month, you're going to avoid it. So just starting with one activity at a time and getting that routine as a ritual.
It's good. Why do you think we avoid money, and why do we think that money is this bad thing?
It's interesting you said a bad thing, because not everyone has
Not
that
everyone
mindset.
does. No,
Yeah.
it's very true.
And
I don't have that mindset.
Yeah, but that is, you know, to check in with yourself. And what I would prompt the listeners to do is actually, if you write down money is, and then whatever comes to your mind straight after that.
Money
and then
is the
that
devil.
I thought everything.
And that then,
Money is everything.
See how different
It
they
is,
were.
yeah.
Because everyone
Freedom,
has a different
I would say.
mindset
Money is
around
freedom.
money. Yeah.
That's what I would say.
And from whatever that is that you've written down, that tells you what your mindset currently is at. So scribble that out, and then now say that money is a tool that I get to use with purpose. And it's a tool because we connect so much with money, like we do with health, that it is a taboo thing, like we said earlier, and it is a necessity in life, but we have to learn how to work with it, just like with health. We have to work with our bodies, get fit and keep ourselves healthy. So we need to keep ourselves money healthy as well. And that does start with the mindset. So it doesn't matter how much money you have. You could have millions in the bank, but still have that really negative mindset around money, or not even want to spend it because you're scared of losing it. And it all comes back down with like childhood, how we were brought up as children. So where I was brought up, it was all about money doesn't grow on trees. And that whole concept of scrimping and saving every single penny and working hard to, you know, get a bag of sweets, get a quid to go to the corner shop to get some sweets.
But you can see where that comes from, because it's like more of a generational thing, you know, people in the war who were on rations.
Yeah.
It feeds down the generations, doesn't it? So my parents used to say exactly the same. You know, yours did. It's so, you can see it, can't you? But the world has changed a lot since then. And this is the thing we need to remember and realise, don't we? So a lot of dog trainers say that it's greedy to earn more money. This is the thing we hear a lot, don't we? So when we're talking about creating an offer that really works for your numbers and works for your clients, you know, something you can just own and passion-led and purpose-driven, they go, yeah, sounds great, but like that's really greedy if I put that out at that price. And it's just straight away this massive blocker in the way of going, it's not greedy. You're a business owner. You got into this to make money, to have an income. Oh, studio's falling apart around us. And it's a really hard one to unpick. You know, that one.
Yeah, it's first of all acknowledging where your mindset is around money, and because being a business owner and having your personal financial worries and situation is very different. So you're stepping into becoming a business owner, you're investing in support from you guys, you're investing in that already. So you are ambitious, you know you want to grow your business, and that is the first step, overcoming the fact of making more money. And if you think that that's greedy, you're doing your clients a disservice by not asking for more money, because ultimately, I mean, you know, how good do you feel when you get money coming in the bank? How good does it feel when you make a sale? That energy in itself, actually making that sale, gives you that dopamine, gives you that, oh, like the world is my oyster, and you're ready to go and get more. So if you're holding yourself back from making one sale, imagine how much you're holding yourself back from actually, you know, growing your dreams. And the more that you do it, the better it feels. And the better it becomes, the more money you make. And the more you realise it's not greedy, I'm making more impact, I'm helping more people, and I'm giving myself to more people.
Yeah, I remember my very first high ticket program sale that I made. And I remember like either ringing you or messaging you straight after, going, oh my God. And I could have stood on a rooftop and shouted like how excited I was. Not only, like you say, for the money, like I was like £1,000 in my bank. That's ridiculous. But it was like, I get to serve this person for 3 months working with me and give them the best possible service I've ever given.
It's exactly that, the best. You feel that because you've been given your value, that you can give your best. And if you're not charging your worth, you already feel worthless. Like you already feel like you're not good enough. And you know you're good enough. You've been through all of your journey of training. You've built your business the way that you've built it. So you are worth charging your worth.
I think this is where a lot of people struggle with this though. Because, again, I'm generalising, lots of people that come to us and speak to us, they don't feel worthy of it. Yeah. They don't feel that they are allowed to ask for that much money, whatever that figure is. And this is where we end up on like a CPD loop of, I just need to go and invest and get some more experience in that. I need to go and learn this. I need to go get that shiny badge over there because I don't feel good enough that even asking for £300, I'm giving somebody what is needed or what we feel is the best. And it's all wrapped up in this, because it does come back to money in a lot of ways, doesn't it? It's like, well, oh God, that's a money issue that we've got that we're not recognizing it. And I also wonder, kind of like looping back to something you said earlier about, I can't remember exactly what you said, but the thought is still in my head of recognizing yourself as a business owner. So many people I don't think do that either. And even down to how you're accepting money in the first instance for your sale, it's typically a bank transfer into your personal bank account or cash. And even just the process of that going into your personal bank account is, oh, I'm not a business.
Oh, and you know how overwhelming that gets when it actually comes to doing your account in a bookkeeping.
I can't even, this stresses me out, the thought of having the same account for everything.
That's why people do avoid it. If they are using their personal accounts, they're like, flipping out, gotta go through like all of my Shein orders and whatever else.
How do you separate it all out? Oh my God, no. Oh.
So that in itself, setting up a separate business bank account for your business, and there's lots of different solutions out there now. Like I always recommend Monzo. That's the one that I use, and I've not had any problems with them, and they're great, easy to apply, get access like pretty much straight away, and it's all digital. You can set up pots aside. So I say to set a tax pot up in your Monzo account or whatever solution you use, and expenses, so that you've got a buffer in there for covering your expenses and then emergencies, and then whatever is in your balance is what you've got to play with, let's say. But I would put like 20-25% into your tax pot, so that's forgotten about already. You can set up automations from those solutions as well. It just really helps with managing money if you separate it from your business. And you don't have to have a limited company to do that. You can have multiple bank accounts in your personal name, but just make it that's the one that I use for business.
Yeah, that's what I did.
That's it.
Just had a personal,
another one. You can see, can't you, how like we screw ourselves over because we make everything so difficult.
Yeah.
But it does all come back down to how are we perceiving ourselves. Like, and you always said to me, Vic, it was like, I never saw myself as a business owner when you were job training.
I got myself a separate bank account, so I did that much. And I did my own books and I kept them organised. Like I never stuck my head in the sand with my own accounts. I just made sure I kept track because I was like, it's up to me. No one else is going to sort me out. It's my job to sort myself out. And I think that comes from maybe another reason I didn't get an accountant was because I was always quite a independent person, resilient, like I'm going to sort myself out. I don't need other people help, like not even helping me, like what's the word I'm looking for? like carrying me almost, which is again like a
yeah.
lot of mindset stuff here, isn't
Yeah.
there, coming out? But now I'm kind of talking it through. That's how I must have felt about it at the time. But I was still like, I need to keep it separate. I need to do these, like, I need to do the HMRC thing. I think I knew about the payment on account somehow. I don't know. It never fucked me over anyway, but I know it does a lot of other people. And at least I did those things. But the actual ownership of the business, like I'm a business owner, I was like, never. I was like, I'm just a dog trainer. Mm-hmm. And it always just had that, like, I'd almost like, if someone asked me what I did, it was about that thing where you just get like hours of your life sucked away because everybody's got a dog problem. But secondly, it was like, I'm just a dog trainer. Like it felt like a nothing thing.
Yeah.
So I get why people don't own it.
It's weird. In a very normal way.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think when you step, I think it is back down to like the passion thing, where you set your business because of the passion. So that's where you like have that disconnect from being a business owner, because it's always been your heart. You've always enjoyed what you do anyway, and you've always done it before you set up as a business. Like in your that's what you've learned to do. That's what you've gone on the career path to do. So now it's like, well, this is just what I was doing.
Yeah. And I also think it's, you know, when people have fancy names for jobs, half of them I wouldn't even understand what they are, right? So they're an analytics, like data person. And I'm like, I'm just a dog trainer. And I'd always like be feeling like belittled by that kind of thing. So sometimes I would just do it in that way and go like, it's not really a worthy job. Like a job as well. God.
Yeah, I literally was about to pick you up on that. I was about to say a job.
I feel like I worked for myself.
That's it though, isn't it? Like the word job, I wonder how many people do still use that.
I felt like I was an employee of my business.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel like I was the business owner.
Yeah.
At all. But you never had that, did you?
I genuinely am trying to cast my mind back. No, I don't think I did.
But you'd come from a totally different world.
I keep thinking like maybe I did.
That's what it is. It's all back to our upbringing of mindset
and the jobs we've had and who we've surrounded ourselves with,
and just being mindful of that and accepting what you went through as a child, what you grew through, and that actually that doesn't define you now. So you still have that time to learn now, to outgrow those old beliefs and become who you want to be.
Yeah, it just takes a lot of work though, doesn't it, to do all those things.
I mean, I'm not a counsellor as well.
Yeah, it's an ongoing process, isn't it? It's something that like we learn about ourselves every single day, and we've done so much work on ourselves. Like I know you have, and it's I don't think it's ever anything that ends, because you've got to keep doing it.
No, it don't. No, it doesn't.
It's you just got to keep moving forward, and I think this is where it's who you surround yourself with, and then you find yourself attracting, I was going to say better people, but that sounds
awful. More empowering people. People that motivate you.
Yeah.
You know, changing your circle. I've really learned that in the last year or so, through coaching that I've invested in and surrounding myself with people that are on that same level as you. And that's why I love the fact that the community that you're building, because people then have somewhere to go who understand your industry. They feel heard. They feel, you know, that they're not alone. And that's a massive thing in business, loneliness, and dealing with everything on your own.
Yeah. I think that's, for me, the thing I was craving, because my background was I'd worked in an ad agency and marketing and stuff for like 13, 14 years. Mm-hmm. So I'd always had people around me.
Yeah.
And then I was so determined to go and create this dog business. I was like, I'm going to do this. And I was self-motivated. And I was like, yes, we're doing this thing. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I'm like, hello. So where is everybody? Like, who am I talking to? Where's my team? Where's this? And then I got the like relationships building with clients and stuff, and then I was like, I've got nobody to bounce off of with like my crazy brain with all going like, oh, what if I want to do this and what if I want to do that? And I mean, it was great. This is going to sound awful, and I love you, Vic, but
what's going to come out of her mouth?
There were times in my dog business where I was like, I'm so glad like I'm just work by myself because I can just do what I want when I want. I can't do that anymore, and it's painful at times.
See, knew it was going to be something like
you
that.
have to have that accountability.
It's the best thing ever. It is the best thing ever. I did say I love you and I wouldn't ever change it, but I'm owning my struggle, okay? Look at me with those judgy eyes.
It's so easy to fall in that trap though when you are working on your own. And I actually said to one of my coaches earlier this morning, where because I'm doing a time tracking exercise this week, to go through where I'm spending my time and to hold me accountable to my goals.
That sounds painful.
Yeah, I said to her, it's really exposing how easily I get distracted.
Well, hopefully this is a good use of your time this week.
Yeah, definitely. I was like, this is exposing how easily I get distracted. My mum messaged me on Monday and said, what are you doing? Because she's having her day off. And I ended up going out with my mum. So everything that I had planned for Monday was like gone out the door. And yeah, it was... but it's good to have someone that will keep you accountable, because it can very easily turn into, that can wait, we can leave that to the end, like your finances, leave it till it becomes an issue, then we'll deal with it. And and I think it's a bit of letting go, because when we merged our dog training business first before we didn't. We did CBA and then we merged the dog training, didn't we? That way around. It was all about the same time, but I feel like it was that order. And I remember really struggling with letting the dog business go.
Yeah, you were. I was ready for it. I'm like, come on, we're already doing it. What's the problem?
We were pretty much offering exactly the same things, but 30 minutes away. So like the services were pretty identical. The people we were attracting were pretty similar type of person. The problems we were working on were pretty similar.
We were already sharing the workload. We were. Like, oh, actually, can you just go and see this client for me because I'm busy doing this? And it was already.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh God, this is my thing that I've built up for like 14 years here. Am I willing to let this go? Like, and I felt like it was letting it go, but it wasn't. It was making it better and bigger and enhancing it, having two brains in it rather than one. But I was like, oh my God, she's going to do things differently to me, and it's going to, and you know, that was obviously an element.
And that's
but
because you care.
I know.
I'm going through a similar journey of that at the moment, where building the team and relinquishing my duties of doing the bookkeeping and stuff. And I've said, I have my standards. And if my standards aren't met, like, what am I going to do? But I've tried to, I've got SOPs all written out and recordings of all that done. But it's hard because it's still my business. It's still everything there. But just that my role's now evolving into something different, like this, like having more open conversations with other business owners, speaking opportunities, and things to spread the word of the change that I want to have, the impact that I want to have, of that finances doesn't have to be boring, doesn't have to feel like a chore. It can feel good and fun and exciting and empower you.
Yeah, and I think as well, like what was I thinking of before this? So I think it's that you're hiding things, like by not letting stuff go, you're doing your clients a disservice again. Like you're not making as much impact as you could be. And actually it's quite egotistical to think that you can't be replaceable. And that was something I never...
Such a hard thing.
Isn't it? And I'd never looked at it like that, but I was so protective of it and going like, this could all go fucking tits up now because we're doing this thing that I've got to let go. But actually I'm like, it's going to be more amazing. Like, what am I worrying about? I'm not that good that I can't have someone else do it the same as me or better than me, or looking at it from different eyes and a different perspective. Like, I'm not that fucking good. Like, that's on me, isn't it? To kind of think like that, to get away from thinking like that. Sorry.
See, I've had massive imposter syndrome where I'm like a little bit different, where I'm like, I can't do that, but like I want to do that, or I need to be able to do that. And actually, I don't. I need to employ the people that do have that skill set, that are as passionate as I am, and you know, they love being in the books and doing the numbers all the time. As I mentioned earlier, I don't enjoy accounting. I just enjoy the results that it gives. I enjoy having these conversations. I enjoy destigmatizing, getting rid of the taboo around actually having open conversations and talking about money. I know the health impact that it can have if you don't and you keep it all to yourself. And that's part of, you know, that's where the mission comes from. Like, I was waiting around, like, what do I want to do with my life? And went through a bit of a mental breakdown, and worried about what journey to go on. The career path started as accounting. Again, didn't feel like I enjoyed it. What do I need to do? What am I going to do? And going into a story now, is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm hooked.
Yeah, me too. Where's it gonna
go? And so as I was going through that journey, I did have a few about a year or a couple of years actually out of work, like dipping into helping my brother with his business a little bit, and then other than that, just like really not knowing what I wanted to do with my life. I was unemployed, living at my grandparents' house and living off their state pension. I assumed everything was fine with my grandparents, that they had money. My grandma was running a social club as a secretary, so alongside the treasurer, so running a business on a voluntary role, so not getting paid for that. And her stress just kept building up, and I felt, you know, I wish that she had that person she knew that she could come to me, but she didn't. She took it all on herself. The business had got into over 100K's worth of debt. And it was actually eventually it did get shut down for a little period. But before that, my grandma had a stroke, which was, I think, primarily due to financial stress. Now that that's all come about, and so now I was like, right, that is it. That is where I need to help people. I don't have to know it all, but I just need to know how to have the conversations, make people feel comfortable to have the conversations, and help prevent them feeling like they have to deal with it all alone. So that is where my role sits now. That's what I'm focusing towards, where people don't have to deal with it on their own and then end up having something that's so life-changing. I mean, now she's disabled, she can't speak, and you know, she can't do anything for herself, and I'm now controlling her finances. So it's not a nice situation to be put into, and it's not what anyone should have to go through, because you shouldn't feel like you had to know better and you must have known better. School didn't teach us, right? We didn't have that education. Amazing, now the education is coming in, so it is now compulsory for the next generation. But what about the generations that did get failed, and they need to have somewhere that they can have that support? And gone off on a tangent there.
But what a story! What a story! But what a driver for then your next piece of your life, and the impact you want to make, and the awareness, and you're basically like creating a huge movement here. Because if you can change people's perception of your industry and what they think and feel traditionally about it, and that they might have been failed in the past and all that, and you can change people's lives like that, what an amazing thing to be not only a part of but leading. I just think that is just the reason why you should do your business, whether it's on a big scale like that or a smaller scale. It's the reason you should get out of bed in the morning.
Definitely. It is the reason I do get out of bed.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me a long time, like I say, when I was going through all my mental health stuff, I wouldn't get out of bed. And now it is the one thing that's like driving me. I love my life now. I'm so happy now because I know my purpose and I know the impact that I want to have, and that is what drives me.
Yeah.
It's amazing all this, isn't it? And with that purpose, I'm wondering if, I'm playing devil's advocate here, I'm wondering if some thought processes from people might be, because I'm putting myself in the mindset of some dog trainers that I have known personally over the years, where their purpose is so strong that the finances get forgotten again.
Yeah.
And we kind of almost use it as an excuse to go, well, no, because my purpose is here to help the dogs. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make everything affordable for everybody else. And then all of that. And then that's why these finances don't get looked at. That's why that continuous negative perception of money is still there, because that purpose is so strong. Whereas I think for the three of us here, we are very purposeful women who are very openly happy to talk about money and say that our businesses, we want to grow them, we want them to be very financially successful and still have that purpose behind it. So they come hand in hand for us.
Yeah.
But I think there will be people listening that go, that's not a hand in hand thing. That's my purpose is my purpose, and the money.
Yeah.
If it's there, great. If it's not, so what?
That is very interesting because, people do have that mindset of this is what I'm doing, and that it's like running as a charity because they feel that they can't get paid because they're giving something that's going to help someone. But if you don't pay yourself and charge your worth, like earlier you mentioned about the value and actually getting the value that you deserve as a dog trainer. And one way to do that, so to kind of avoid you from thinking, oh, I've got to charge so much more, is to actually build out a package. So make it build out as like that they're getting a lot of different things so that you can charge more. Does that make sense? You know, like,
one of our teachings.
It is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. So go through the course and you'll and you'll learn all about it there. But that's one way to overcome that mindset of and getting out of the like hourly rate mindset, that trap of charging per hour.
Oh,
it's such a
trap.
hard thing.
Yeah.
It's like a deep cellar down there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know it's not just this industry. There's so many industries work on that hourly rate.
Accountants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there are accountants and bookkeepers, but still charging on an hourly rate.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you know when I first started? I was charging one of my clients £15 a month.
Jeez.
A month.
Wow.
To do their bookkeeping because I was just like, yay, I've got a client.
We've all done it. Yeah.
So like that's like I've been on the journey as well. Like I have had to go through and undo my own mindset around money as well. It is a journey, and I do feel for people that are only just at that start of that journey. But you know, you will get there. Just take it step by step, learn step by step, and get that confidence and just keep practicing. There's one person might say no because you feel you've changed your pricing. You go to the next person, they'll say no. Well, that's fine. It's one step closer to another yes.
Yeah, love that phrase. Yeah, absolutely.
Go for the no.
Yeah. Chase the
for the
no's.
no. Yeah, exactly.
And when you're confident and you ask for it with conviction, people don't are actually scared to say no because they're like, I need this.
Yeah. They need certainty, and if you're not certain and you're wavering around and not sounding confident yourself, they're not going to buy it anyway. Something that we live by and we try and teach to others is the win-win. So like you could be giving your all to the client, right, and thinking of the dog and like all this stuff I need to give, but where's the win for you? And if you are burnt out and you're overwhelmed and you're just a shit version of yourself because you're just totally frazzled, how is that a win for you?
Yeah.
And so for us, we always come back to that kind of win-win kind of mindset around it, really. And like, that's what it should be as a business owner. You don't do it for free. You're not a charity. You are there to share the knowledge you've got, to all that investment of your time and knowledge should be spread. How's the best way we can do that?
And in order for you to deliver more of your purpose and get to more people, you can't capacitate yourself time wise. You've got, like you say, purpose. You want to get it across more people. You need to charge your worth in order to get it across more.
I was going to say, actually, one of the things our mentors have said to us over the years has been, if you are that passionate about making things, air quote, affordable, and you want, do it for free then. Like, create the charity, just do it for free and don't ask for anything.
Yeah.
Because by making it affordable and asking for £15, £50, 20, whatever it is, what's the point? It's not benefiting anybody.
No.
So do it for free if it's that purposeful. I was like, oh, that stings, but it's true.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. Or do the best of both worlds. Create something that gets you the income you need, and then do some free stuff.
Exactly.
So that you can share it
Focus on now, getting the business to a stage that you can then start delivering that further purpose. Like, you know, that's your purpose. So make that your drive to make your business more successful now. And eventually, once you've got that status, whatever status it is that you're going for, before you can set up a charity, then you can. And you can deliver your purpose more for free because you've got it all behind you.
Yeah. And this is a conversation I have had with some of our clients when they've come in and said, I'd love to set up like a dog rescue and I'd love to do this. And we're like, yeah, but until we've got the rest of it working really well and you can be looked after, like knowing that you can bring in the money you need and look after yourself, pay your bills, then we can look at doing that. And that is the driver. So exactly that, what you've just said, that can be the driver for creating the dog rescue.
That can fund it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you still need to know your numbers.
Yeah.
Operate like
it all
that
comes
business.
back to the same thing, doesn't
it's
it?
like, because your energy, if you're not getting the money, you're not getting that energy to keep on putting your drive in. There's only so much time that you have in a day that before you know it, you're drained, you're burnt out because you're literally maximizing yourself out, not getting much little reward for what it is that you're putting the effort in for. Then you won't have the energy to build this other thing because you're not. Yeah.
Oh, I love that perspective. Do you know what? The term burnout gets thrown around so much. And I wonder if, because to be completely honest, I don't think I've ever thought about burnout in the way that it's just hit me from hearing you just say that. Of burnout is actually a state of you're not earning enough. It's not that you're doing too much, because if you were earning the money that you needed to, I don't know how you wouldn't feel burnt out because that stress and pressure isn't there.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to, like the energy.
Yeah, it is. It's that whole energy bit.
Like when you know that you've got your shit together on your finances, and you know that you're getting rewarded for what it is that you're doing. Another thing is actually paying yourself as well. Like, you're doing all this hard work.
Because it goes into my personal bank account.
And just but like actually rewarding yourself for what it is that you're doing, making it worthwhile. And because if you don't, it's that energy of, it will drain your energy. The stress of money will drain your energy, and then your energy that you want to give to your clients won't be at full capacity. You won't have that full drive, and then because realistically, if you've got that cash coming in that you need, you can recognize when you're dealing with, maybe you've got too much of an emotional load because you've got taken on some really tricky dogs or whatever it may be, and then you go, right, okay, well, the bills are paid, so the safety net is secured. You know, that first layer on the Maslow hierarchy things, like, I've got safety, I'm good. Okay, I just need a day off here, and you can afford to take it. And you can afford to, even if maybe you're on another end of the spectrum and going, I haven't got any inquiries in, so I'm not burnt out from the actual workload. I'm burnt out from, I haven't got any work in, so I'm stressing about money
in that sense.
It's probably more a stress description, actually,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, and when I think of I don't officially say I got burnt out, but I think when I'd got to the point where I was about to like jack it in, which I did.
What were you going to be when you jacked it in?
Work at Tesco.
No, you wasn't.
What was I going to
A
be?
yoga instructor.
I thought, I
Ooh.
dabbled. I thought about it. I thought fitness in some way, like that would
Yeah.
probably be my fallback if things in CBA went tits up. But
We're going to be Zumba instructors.
I've been in, no, we're not. Oh my God, I did Zumba for the first time.
No.
What a load of shit. Sorry, anyone who likes
It could
Zumba.
be Zumba for the dogs.
No, Zumba is not coming into this. Reformer Pilates, if anything. I've been poached as my instructor was trying to get me to be a Reformer Pilates
really?
instructor. So I was like, I've already actually got a career. But anyway, that burnout bit for me, I think at the time was more about so sick of giving my all. I earned enough, right? I'd say enough that I needed, right? But a hell of a lot of work went into it. So maybe overworked for not enough money, but it was enough money. So I can't really say it was that. I was just so sick of like, is this how it's going to be forever? Am I going to have to do this amount of work and scrape by for this amount of money forever? I was like, I feel done with it. Like, and that was my version of burnout. I could have kept it going, and I did keep it going because obviously I changed everything and it just brought that joy back again. But I think I was just so sick of it and going, I don't want to be doing this. The energy I'm putting in here is not it's giving me back. So maybe it is that then what you've said. It's like the money didn't equate to the energy I was putting in.
Yeah.
No,
I've never looked at burnout like that before, but
No, but I
just
think
the way,
there are different
just the way you worded it, it makes
facets
sense.
of burnout, aren't there? But I think that's probably a common denominator type one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, cool. Are we going to talk about CBA Live?
Why? Why would we talk about CBA Live?
Don't know. Why are we going to talk about CBA Live?
What
We're
is
gonna just
CBA Live?
Pass the parcel.
Hold on, I'm
CBA
actually
Live.
just going to say, what is
yeah,
CBA
yeah,
Live?
what
Because
is
we
it?
haven't talked about it for a while.
CBA what?
K9 Business Academy Live, which is the dog business conference of the season, the world. Just gonna.
It's you need to get your asses to CBA Live in July, 9th and 10th. And another reason is because Bobbie will be speaking.
I will.
If you've liked what you've heard today, then she is going to be absolutely epic talking about it. Earl in real life.
Like our Earlness.
I just understood what you meant by Earl there.
In real life, she's going to be there giving her valuable nuggets of advice.
Yes, and I will be sparkly and pink.
Yeah, you won't miss her.
You might think I'm an optician.
She'll be changing her glasses every minute.
I know. I feel like that needs to be a challenge. Actually, like see how many pairs you can get.
What, in one
talk.
day?
Yeah, that's a good idea. What was what famous person used to just constantly be changing their glasses years ago? Who was it? Oh God,
I can't think.
it's
now.
probably before your time, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure you'll remember.
I do know
Do
you're
you
right.
know
I
what I
can't
mean?
think, yeah.
There's always someone that was on TV.
There is someone, yeah.
Like
I do.
morning TV or
I
something,
do
can't
get
remember.
referred to someone. I can't remember her name now, but my stepdad always calls it me when he sees me.
Yeah, it might be that same person. Then,
Yeah.
but anyway.
Anyway,
We digress.
Yes, so we're going to be talking all things money mindset again at the conference and just digging into just everything we've talked about.
Yeah.
Because
All
there's
the
so
numbers,
much,
all
isn't
the
there?
mindset.
There's so much shit within our own brains that we've just got to keep
Yeah.
unpicking and figuring out and going like, fuck's sake, I'm getting in my own way here. But it's not my fault. I've just got to be aware of it and I've got to figure out how we can move forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be a bit interactive as well because, like,
We love a workshop.
you know, I
and
don't
talk.
like being boring. So I do want to make it a little bit of a fun activity. So there are some activities that will be involved as well. Don't worry, you haven't got to share with me how much you're earning and how much you've spent or anything like that.
I mean, if you want to, you can. Like, absolutely okay as well. So, yeah, cool. Thank you so much,
Thank
Bobbie,
you.
for joining
Thank
us
you
today.
both.
So love in-person interviews as well.
Yeah.
Just so much better,
Yeah.
I think. So,
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Thank you. I feel like I could just sit with you all day long.
Well, just before you go, what if people want to find out more about you and what you do, where's the best place for them to do that?
So if they want to find some jargon busted, numbers dusted by someone trusted information around bookkeeping and accounting, then follow me on Instagram at The Wonderful Bookkeeper, and that is Wonder with an A. And that's where I hang out mostly. So yeah, drop me a follow on there.
Love it. Thanks again.
Thank you.